Welcome students to the video module on crystallography. We all know about various classifications of material. Like materials are classified into solids, liquids, gases. They are classified into conductor, insulator, etc. There are many classifications. Yet another type of classification that we are going to learn now, that is materials are classified into crystalline materials and non-crystalline materials, or another name that we already used is amorphous materials. Okay. What are crystalline materials? Crystals are materials in which atoms are periodically arranged, or they have a periodically repeating pattern. But such a periodic pattern is not there in a non-crystalline material. And, crystalline materials are further classified into single crystals and polycrystalline materials. What are single crystals? In a single crystal, the entire solid consists of only one type of crystal. But in the case of a polycrystalline materials, they have different orientation. They are an aggregate of many crystals separated by well-defined boundaries. Now, before learning in detail about all this, we must learn some basic geometry of crystals. Geometry of crystals. First, we need to learn about space lattice. What is a space lattice? A space lattice is defined as an infinite array of points in 3 dimensions, in which every point has surroundings identical to that of every other point in the array. A space lattice provides the framework with reference to which a crystal structure can be described. So space lattice refers to only points. We are not referring to any material, any matter. It is a framework where we have to keep atoms for making the crystal. So it's only an infinite array of points in space or in 3 dimensions. And each point has identical surroundings. So such a construction or such a structure is known as a space lattice. You can see a space lattice in this picture. For simplicity, we demonstrated this in 2-dimensional space lattice only. We are not showing the 3-dimensional first. Okay. So this is a space lattice, the periodic array of points. They are known as a space lattice. For simplicity, we consider a 2-dimensional lattice, and you can see the distance between 2 lattice points are marked A and B here. And they are known as lattice translation vectors. The magnitudes of A and B. In this particular case, we are discussing about a square lattice. So the magnitudes of A and B are same. Okay. And if it is a 3-dimensional one, then there will be one more lattice translation vector, C. Okay. But here A and B only. And the angle between A and B is 90 degrees. You can see that A and B, they are the lattice translation vectors, or the fundamental translation vectors. They generate the square array in this particular case. Okay. And this is an infinite square lattice arrangement, infinite space lattice. And if you consider any point, you can see the formation of a square lattice here. It can be either with this lattice points on the corners of square, or it can be with a lattice point at the center. Any type of a square lattice can be formed. If you take any point, the surroundings situations are same, identical. See here one such lattice point. And the immediate next, if you look at east or west of this, you can see a lattice point at a distance of 1 unit. If you look at north, you can see a distance of 1 unit, another lattice point. And if you look at the northeast, you can see one lattice point at a distance of root 2 units. And if you look at north to northeast, that is in between these, you can see another lattice point at a distance of root 5. The situation is identical for any other lattice point. You consider another lattice point here. The situation is same. There also the surroundings are exactly the same. Okay. So as the surroundings of these lattice points are exactly same, every lattice point has the same surroundings. So this array satisfies the definition given for lattice. And this can be treated, or we can call this as a two-dimensional square lattice. Another term that is in connection with this is unit cell. Okay? You know, what is a unit cell? The unit cell is the smallest unit which, when repeated in space indefinitely, will generate the space lattice. So you consider the case of this square lattice. A square lattice is only a simplified version. Actually, it is a three-dimensional one we had to talk about, but in order to make this easier, we consider a two-dimensional lattice. That is why we are talking about square lattice. Okay. If it is three-dimensional, we have to consider one more lattice translation vector, that is vector C. So here, back to this one, unit cell. Here, you look at this square lattice, space lattice formation. You can see there is a square here, that we can consider this as a unit cell in this case. A repeated arrangement of these squares in space will give a square space lattice. So in this particular case of unit cell, we can see that every corner of this square is common to 4 unit cells meeting at that corner. So one corner, at one corner itself, there will be 3 more unit cells. And the effective number of lattice points in the unit cell is only 1. Why it is like that? Okay, I'll show you. Now look at the lattice points or unit cells there. I've drawn 4 unit cells. And there is a lattice point here. Okay, at that point, that lattice point is shared by 4 unit cells. So only 1 by 4 of that lattice point corresponds to 1 unit cell. Such 1 by 4 portions, 1 by 4 portions to 1 unit cell. So effectively, there is only 1 lattice points to a unit cell in this case. I hope you understood what I said now. That is 1 lattice points. All these are lattice points. So here you can see, and what is a unit cell? A unit cell is the smallest unit which, when repeated in space indefinitely, will generate the space lattice. So here we are considering about the square lattice. So one square lattice, you can see on the edges there are many square lattices can be formed. And if you consider one lattice point, that particular lattice point is shared by 4 unit cells. So only 1/4 of the lattice point is of one particular unit cell. Such 4 portions. So that will be only 1 divided by 4. 1 divided by 4 times 4. So that will be equal to 1. So 1 lattice point to a unit cell. And if you consider the unit cell in this type also, you can see that there is only 1 lattice point in that unit cell. Okay. Now, if we come into the 3-dimensional case, a 3-dimensional space lattice is generated by repeated translation of 3 non-coplanar vectors, A, B, and C, as we discussed earlier. We discussed about A, B, and C. Okay. By the repeated arrangement of unit cells in 3 dimensions forms a 3-dimensional space lattice. And we represent that by means of 3 vectors. What is the name of that vector? That is called fundamental translation vectors. So in a 3-dimensional, we use A, B, and C. And there are 14 distinguishable ways of arranging points in three-dimensional space, such that each arrangement conforms to the definition of space lattice. So, as per the definition of space lattice, we can arrange A, B, and C, these three translation vectors, in 14 ways. Either A, B, C, equal, unequal, or with their angles. So all these are there. So there are 14 arrangements. And these 14 space lattices are known as Bravais lattice. It is named after their originator. Okay? So, there are only 14 distinguishable ways of arranging points in three-dimensional space, such that each arrangement conforms to the definition of space lattice. And these 14 space lattices are known as Bravais lattice. And these 14 Bravais lattices belongs to, or they're grouped into 7 groups, or we call them as 7 crystal systems. So there are total 14 Bravais lattices which are grouped into 7 crystal systems. And all these crystal systems can be defined with the help of these 3 lattice translation vectors A, B, and C, and the angles between them. The angles are usually represented as alpha, beta, and gamma. The angle between translation vectors B and C is alpha. The angle between translation vectors C and A is beta. The angle between translation vectors A and B is gamma. Okay? So between B and C it is alpha. Between C and A it is beta. And between A and B it is gamma. It is as shown in this figure. You can see that the angle between B and C is alpha. Between A and C it is beta, and between A and B it is gamma. Here you can see a three-dimensional space lattice and a unit cell. The same square lattice that we learned in 2 dimensions, that is extended to 3 dimensions. So this is a formation of a 3-dimensional cubic lattice. Okay, now again back to the Bravais lattices. We know that by the different arrangement of the space translation vectors A, B, C, and their angle between them, we have 14 different lattice arrangements which belongs to 7 crystal systems. Okay, the 7 crystal systems are, the first one is cubic, then it is tetragonal, then orthorhombic, then we have rhombohedral, then we have hexagonal, then monoclinic, and finally we have triclinic. So cubic, tetragonal, orthorhombic, rhombohedral, hexagonal, monoclinic, and triclinic. These are the 7 crystal systems into which the 14 Bravais lattices are grouped. Okay, now let us learn these 7 crystal systems or 14 Bravais lattices in detail. The first one is cubic crystal system. Okay, so this is cubic. You can see that a cubic crystal system is with a lattice translation arrangement that is A equal to B equal to C. All translation vectors are same. and the angle between them. Which are the angle between them? Alpha, beta and gamma. Alpha is between C and B, beta is between C and A, and gamma is between A and B. These angles are also equal. That is, alpha equal to beta equal to gamma, and they are equal to 90 degree. Such an arrangement is known as a cubic crystal. And cubic crystal itself is of three types. One is simple cubic, the second one is body-centered cubic, and the third one is a face-centered cubic. In a simple cubic, you can see that a unit cell with lattice points only at the corners. A body-centered cubic, you can see other than the lattice points on the corner, there is one lattice point at the center of the body of the unit cell. And on the face-centered cubic structure, there will be lattice point on the center of each faces. Okay, so these are the three cubic systems. From there, the next one is tetragonal crystal system. A tetragonal crystal system is one with A and B are equal, but C is not equal. That means two lattice translation vectors are same. A and B are same here, but see the lattice translation vector C is not same here. Okay. In tetragonal crystal system, the three translation vectors, you can see here A and B are same, but C is not same. That gives to this type of a structure. Okay, that there are two different formations in tetragonal. One is simple tetragonal with lattice points at the corners of corners of unit cell. And there is body-centered tetragonal. That means other than the corner lattice points, there will be one at the center of the body also, of the unit cell also. Okay. Now the third type of crystal system, that is orthorhombic crystal system. In orthorhombic crystal system, the three translation vectors A, B and C, they are not same. So this is A, B and C, they are not same. Three are unequal. But here also the angles alpha, beta and gamma, they are 90 degree. And orthorhombic, there are four types of formations. Which are they? One is simple orthorhombic, lattice points at the 8 corners only. Then there is body-centered or end-centered. It's also called side-centered. There are many names to this. I'm sorry. There is only one. That is body-centered. Okay. Body-centered orthorhombic. That is a lattice point is there at the center of the body, other than the 8 lattice points on the corners. Then there is what is already termed, that is base-centered. Okay, base-centered. It is also called end-centered or side-centered. You can see there is a lattice point on the two end faces only, not on all faces, only on the base. There are two bases, one bottom base and the top base. Okay, that is base-centered. Then there is a fourth one, is face-centered. As the name indicates, there will be lattice points on all the faces, center of all the faces. That is known as a face-centered orthorhombic. Okay. Now, the fourth type is rhombohedral. In a rhombohedral crystal system, all the translation vectors A, B and C are equal, and comes to the angle alpha, beta and gamma, they are equal but not equal to 90 degree. If that is equal to 90 degree, it will become cubic crystal. Okay, a rhombohedral is A equal to B equal to C, but their angles are not 90 degree. But all the angles are same also. There is only one such formation in this case. And the next one is hexagonal. Hexagonal is a type of crystal system in which A equal to B, but C is not equal. You can see here A and B, they are same, but C is not same. Okay, and angles, come to the angles, alpha and beta are 90 degree, but gamma is 120 degree. That's a hexagonal crystal system. Then we have a monoclinic. In monoclinic crystal system, A, B and C, they are not equal, and alpha and gamma equal to 90 degree, but beta is not equal to 90 degree. Such a crystal system is known as a monoclinic crystal system. And monoclinic crystal system consists of two Bravais lattices. One is simple monoclinic and the other one is base-centered monoclinic, or it is also known as end-centered monoclinic. So that means we can see a lattice point on the two bases also. And the last type of crystal system is triclinic crystal system. In this, A not equal to B not equal to C. Also, the angles alpha, beta and gamma, they are also not equal. These are the 7 crystal systems and 14 Bravais lattices. Okay, students, so we learned about the crystal systems and how they grouped into 7 categories, which is known as Bravais lattices. Okay, and crystals have an inherent symmetry. For example, if you consider the case of a cubic crystal lattice, it has got a 4-fold axis of symmetry. Why? You consider an axis passing through the center, the body center of the crystal, or better we can say an axis passing through the centers of two faces, two opposite faces. And if you rotate the crystal completely, you can see the same type of location 4 times. That is why we can say a cubic crystal has got a 4-fold axis of rotation symmetry. There are various symmetry operations like rotational symmetry, translational symmetry, reflection symmetry, etc. And we are not detailing about the symmetry operations here. But one thing is that the Bravais lattices, the 7 crystal systems, are arranged in the decreasing order of symmetry elements. The cubic system is the most symmetric of all these arrangements. And the last one, which we learned, the triclinic, it is the lowest crystal system with respect to symmetry operations. So the first one is cubic crystal system with highest symmetry. And after that, the next one is tetragonal crystal system, in which 2 crystallographic axes are same, A and B are same, C is not same. So it is not equal in symmetry with respect to cube, but lesser than that. There are 2 space lattice for a tetragonal arrangement. One is simple tetragonal and the other one is body-centered tetragonal. So in a simple tetragonal, how many effective lattice points will be there? As we learned in the case of cubic. In the case of cubic, we know that 1/4 of the lattice point, or if you consider the square lattice, there will be 1/4. If you consider cubic lattice, 1/8 of the lattice point will be for one lattice. So such 8 corners are there. So 1 by 8 times 8, it is 1. The same, exactly the same in the case of a simple tetragonal also. The effective number of lattice points in a unit cell is 1. But when you consider body-centered tetragonal, other than these 8 corners, so 8 corners contribute 1 lattice cell, 1 by 8 into 8. And there is 1 lattice point at the center of the body. So therefore totally 2 effective number of lattice points. Here we are not considering a face-centered tetragonal as we took in the case of a cubic crystal, because the face-centered tetragonal can equally well be described by a body-centered tetragonal. You can see this diagram here. The face-centered, if you consider a face-centered tetragonal like this, see, this is one face-centered tetragonal. There is 1 lattice point at the center of faces, and this is another lattice. I mean another space lattice. But that all these face-centered lattice points can be grouped to form another tetragonal with the one at the center of the body. That means there is no, this face-centered tetragonal can be described as a body-centered lattice also. So in such situations, when there are 2 such alternatives of same crystal system available to describe the same array of lattice points, the unit cell which has the smaller number of lattice points is chosen for the Brouwer's list. This is a rule they used. If we consider face-centered, then the number of lattice points will be higher. At the same time, if we consider it as a body-centered, the number of lattice points will be less. So in the case of a tetragonal, face-centered tetragonal, the same face-centered tetragonal, we can be treated as a body-centered when you consider 2 such face-centered tetragonals to nearby face-centered tetragonal cubic tetragonal lattices can be considered as a body-centered tetragonal, and the body-centered tetragonal has got a lesser number of lattice points considered to a face-centered lattice. Therefore, the body-centered tetragonal is used or is mentioned in the Brouwer's list, not the face-centered tetragonal. Okay. Now the next one is orthorhombic. The third type is orthorhombic. It is defined by 3 unequal but mutually perpendicular translation vectors, that is A, B and C. They are not same. And there are 4 orthorhombic space lattices. One is simple orthorhombic, then end-centered orthorhombic, and body-centered orthorhombic, and face-centered orthorhombic, with their effective number of lattice points as 1 for simple, and end-centered has got 2, and body-centered has got 2 effective number of lattice points, and face-centered has got 4 effective number of lattice points. And when you consider the case of hexagonal system, the effective number of lattice points in this is 3. For generating the entire space lattice by translation of unit cell, a smaller cell with only 1 lattice point is used. So that is a case of what is called hexagonal system. A equal to B, not equal to C. And alpha and beta are 90 degree and gamma equal to 120 degree. So there are simple hexagonal points at 8 corners. Now, how many cell parameters are required to specify unit cell of each crystal system? We know that the cell parameters are A, B and C, and alpha, beta and gamma. So out of these 6 how many required for specifying one particular crystal system? For example, if you are considering cubic, we need only one parameter, that is A, because A and B and C are equal, so only one parameter is required. And alpha, beta, gamma, obviously it is not no need to specially mention because they are equal to 90 degree. So only one parameter is required in the case of cubic. And if you consider case of tetragonal, tetragonal is with A equal to B not equal to C, alpha, beta, gamma equal to 90 degree. Therefore A equal to B. Therefore A and B are not, no need to separately mention A and B, only A is required. Then C. Alpha, beta, gamma not required because they are 90 degree. As per the definition of tetragonal, it is 90 degree. So we need only two parameters in the case of tetragonal. Now if it comes to the case of orthorhombic, what is the specification for orthorhombic? It is A not equal to B not equal to C. Alpha equal to beta equal to gamma equal to 90 degree. So as A not equal to B not equal to C, we need these three parameters separately. But no need for alpha, beta, gamma as they are 90 degree. We know that. So what is the number of parameters required? It is 3. And when come to the case of orthohedral, it is A equal to B equal to C. And alpha equal to beta equal to gamma, but they are not equal to 90 degree. So rhombohedral, rhombohedral case, A equal to B equal to C. So only one parameter is required there. Alpha, beta, gamma, they are also same, but not equal to 90 degrees. So we need to specify only one, either alpha or beta or gamma. So totally we need only one vector, lattice translation vector, and one angle, that is A and alpha. So totally two parameters. Comes to hexagonal, A equal to B, but not equal to C. So as A and B are same, we need only one there, and C is required, so A and C. Alpha, beta, gamma, alpha, beta 90 degree, that we know, it is as per the definition. Gamma also we know that is 120. So two parameters required. Now we'll come to the case of monoclinic. A not equal to B not equal to C. So we need these three. And alpha and gamma are 90 degree, so no need to specify again. But beta we need to know. So totally 4 parameters required for the case of monoclinic. And come to triclinic, it is the most asymmetric one we discussed just now. A not equal to B not equal to C, and alpha not equal to beta not equal to gamma. Everything was required. So 6 parameters is required to specify the triclinic system in total. Okay. Now, from space lattice, now we are moving into crystal structure. Space lattice, as we discussed, it only specify a space where if we keep matter, it will become crystal structure. That is, that matter that we are going to keep there is called the basis. The space lattice combined with a basis is to generate a crystal structure. Basis is whatever material that we are going, for example, an atom or a molecule. So if you keep an atom at each point on the space lattice, that will give rise to a crystal structure. So space lattice plus the material, the base is there, it gives a crystal structure. For example, in a BCC space lattice, you can see in a BCC space lattice, if one chromium atom per lattice point, that gives rise to a BCC crystal of a chromium. Another example, in a face-centered space lattice, if you keep copper atom per lattice point, which are the lattice points? The 8 corners and the centers of each face. 6 faces. So everywhere you keep copper atom. That gives rise to an FCC crystal of copper. In both these examples, at each lattice point, what we are going to keep is only an atom, either a chromium or a copper. Okay, so you consider the case of BCC structure of chromium. We are keeping chromium at each lattice point, chromium atom. So such crystals, we call such crystals as monoatomic crystal, because at each lattice point, we are keeping one atom of the same material. They are known as monoatomic crystal. So normally a BCC crystal means a monoatomic BCC crystal. but it is it is not, we are frequently we are not using this monoatomic, the notation monoatomic crystals. If we say BCC crystal, that means monoatomic BCC crystal. Otherwise, it will be specified like a polyatomic or molecular, like that. If it is simply mentioned as BCC crystal, that means monoatomic BCC crystal. Same type of atom will be there at each lattice points. Okay, and there can be atoms. Okay, we'll just go to the visualization of this monoatomic crystals. See, the first one. This is the simple cubic structure of chromium. You can see this is one phase. This is one lattice point. Second lattice point, third, fourth. This is one square now. And totally you can consider this as a cube. Okay? Now out of this one sphere, 1/8 of that to this particular lattice, crystal lattice. From here also 1/8. From here also 1/8. Here also 1/8. Because the other 3/8 portions are for, other 7/8 portions, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, all for other neighboring unit cells. Okay, only 1/8 portion is to this particular unit cell. Such 8 crystals, 8 atoms are there. 1/8 times 8. So it is equivalent to 1 atom. This is a simple cubic structure, a monoatomic simple cubic. No need to specify monoatomic, because if you say simple cubic, that shows a monoatomic simple cubic. Okay, this is body-centered cubic, monoatomic body-centered cubic. You can see other than the 4 corners, other than the 8 corners, there is one at the center of the body, and yet another one is face-centered. Face-centered means there is an extra atom at the center of each faces. Okay, these are the 3 type of cubic lattices and cubic crystal unit cell. It's not lattice now. This is not space lattice now. This is unit cell, because one unit is formed by keeping an atom at each lattice points. Now the crystal lattice become a unit cell. This unit cells repeated to form the complete crystal. Okay. Now go back to the monoatomic lattice structure. So we learned about monoatomic case. Now there is another one also, like molecular crystal. What is a molecular crystal? If instead of a single atom, if we keep a molecule at each lattice points, then such a crystal is known as a molecular crystal. For example, you can see here, this is a simple cubic. It's a molecular crystal, but it consists of a molecule at each lattice points, one larger one and one smaller one. The larger one is at the lattice point, and smaller one is outside the lattice point. The center of the larger atom of the molecule coincides with the lattice point, while the smaller atom is not at the lattice point. So in a molecular crystal, the basis is fully defined by giving a number and a type of atoms. So monoatomic, there will be only single type of atoms there, but in the molecular crystal, the lattice points are occupied by molecules. And in that, the larger one will be at the lattice point, the smaller one not necessarily at the lattice points. Okay. Now there is one other another class also. You can see in the figure 3, figure C here. Each corners of the space lattice is filled with one type of atom, and at the center of the body diagonal is with another type of lattice point. Another type of atom. But this is not a BCC. Don't confuse this with a BCC structure. In a BCC structure, the corners and the center will be filled with the same type of atom. But this is different. This is a simple cubic structure. But the body diagonal, there is another one. It is don't confuse this with the what is we learned as BCC. Okay, the basis is two atoms. The larger one is in this case as lattice points, and the smaller one is positioned halfway along the body diagonal at the body center, which is not a lattice point. You can consider the larger molecules at the lattice point. Okay, larger molecules at the lattice point, and the smaller one is not at the lattice point. In the opposite also correct. The smaller one is at the lattice point, and the larger ones are not at the lattice point. That also correct. Now, okay, so we in this we learned about the crystal systems, Bravais lattices, and the monoatomic crystals and polyatomic or molecular crystals. Okay, thank you, students.